Children at play, children at work at the Children's Museum of the Lowcountry. We are so happy to welcome Nicole Miles. She's executive director of the museum. I had the opportunity to check it out for the first time this weekend, and you've got a fun place going on over there, Nicole.
We sure do, Leyla. Thank you so much for coming and getting a little sneak peek at all of the exciting things that have been happening well, it's been a little quiet.
Yes, indeed. And of course, you could tell everybody was taking every safety precaution. The moment you walk in, they check your temperature. Everyone is required to wear a mask, as you are right now.
That's right. I'm in the museum, so it's important to wear the mask. I did socially distance myself, though, so that now that we're talking, I can probably slip it off for a minute. But if you come to the museum, you'll see us all in masks.
Yes, we appreciate that. And also, you have hand sanitizer everywhere. So you really are keeping a tight ship, as it were. There is a ship inside the museum, but you do run a tight ship at the museum for the health of the educators and the children. When did you start allowing visitors to come back?
So the museum closed March 16th and was closed to the general public until July 19th. We did start some camp programs in the middle of June, and we did that with all those safety precautions back in. So everybody's getting temperature checked, you're sanitizing or washing your hands when you come in. You actually walked over some special mats you may not have noticed, but those sanitized your shoes when you came in to take any bacteria you might be carrying on the bottom of your feet off before you walked into our facility. And then as you noted, there are sanitizing stations everywhere. We're using UV light sanitizing wands for some of those pieces of equipment that are harder to clean. We're using non-toxic hospital grade cleaners all the time. So that pirate ship has never been so clean. We are washing it many times a day, all those handles, all those things that kids come in contact with and we want them to touch need to be safe.
That's wonderful. It really puts a parent's mind at ease when they take their children there, because children, they love to touch everything. And that's the whole point of going to the museum, is that it's such an interactive experience. So can you tell us a little bit about what you've got going on there now? You mentioned the pirate ship, and there's a couple other rooms as you progress, I would say, to the east of the building, and then you've got a castle to the west. So maybe you could tell a bit more about what you've got going on there.
Sure. So we've been hard at work. We did close March 16th, and we spent some time doing some construction based on capital campaign dollars that we had raised. So as a nonprofit, we have to be really, really careful of our funds, and it's been hard to not have this revenue. But we were able to use the capital money to work on a brand new makerspace called the Bright Lab, which is at the very end of the building where our toddler space used to be. We took that toddler space and moved it right up front. So now when you come into the lobby, you are looking at the toddler space in one area and our new Speak Loud studio, which is a conversion of our castle, to the other side. We also added a whole new room about air called Air Everywhere. We're actually still adding some pieces to that. So there are exciting new things to do, as well as some of those favorites like that part of the castle, the art room, the pirate ship, and of course the grocery store, where we're doing something
my favorite.
extra fun there. We're actually having kids use sock gloves. So they're putting clean socks over their hands before they shop so they can touch all those things. And the greatest thing about this is, the kids will be kids. We, by following these safety protocols, can allow the kids to relax and have fun and play like kids do, and they are remarkable and resilient. So we've been having a great time.
Yes, absolutely. And I love that the last room that you were mentioning, that's turned into sort of your STEM central, where kids can connect the circuits and watch a light bulb go off and build things that actually run and work. It's really neat. Now, I want to get into the Schoolseum that you just started this week. What is this program?
Absolutely. So, part of being a community organization is making sure that you pivot to the needs of your community. And we all know that schools have been under incredible pressure with what are we going to do and how are we going to educate our children. We had such a successful summer camp, Leyla. We really did. We had over 439 children through our program. Everyone was safe. We had 0 infections. We felt really good about what we did. So we pivoted to Schoolseum during the week. And that means that we're teaching 3 small cohorts of children, just 10 children in a class, each throughout the museum. They have the run of the house. And we are helping facilitate that online virtual learning that the Charleston County schools are working with. So a lot of kids don't have places in school, but their parents still need to go to work. And we really felt like this was a gap we could stand in. We are educators ourselves. Many of us have been in the classroom before, so we understand those kinds of programs, and we could welcome elementary school children in to get a safe and engaging experience, which is augmented, of course, by a museum. So it's a really wonderful program.
That's great. No more than 10 students per educator, so you really do try to limit it. Again, you have all the COVID-19 support there, in terms of making sure that people are staying safe. So the Schoolseum, it started this week, and it is running for how long?
So we're running it. This first program is running through the first quarter. So that's about November 10th, assuming, no inclement weather issues or other issues with the district. We're just getting kicked off. We do still have some spaces in the Schoolseum. So if families have found that either they thought they could facilitate virtual at home and it's not going as well as they hoped, or maybe they went back and are not sure they wanted to be back in the classroom, but they need to work, we do have a few openings for K through 5 students. And we're happy if they reach out to us to talk folks through how that's going to work. But we're having a wonderful time. That means that the museum is only open to the public on the weekends. And during the week, we are exclusively Schoolseum for those students.
Perfect. You are such a godsend for those parents who do work and who do need to have their children someplace safe where they know that their children are getting a good education. Nicole, I want to thank you so much for joining us and sharing this information.
It was a pleasure, Leyla. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you. You do a great job over there.
Thank you.
We're back after this.